My name is Scott, and I have always loved being around the water. A dream of mine was to one day own a lakefront property of my own. For years, my wife and I have driven around the state looking at property. Sometimes we were serious, and sometimes we just needed something to do, but we were always dreaming. Now the dream has become a reality. Come join us as we attempt to build our very own off-grid cabin on Lake Lot 9. Well, got the last two windows in. Got the last two windows in. Got the sides taped and caulked. The top's taped, you saw that, but it's under the house wrap. I could have cut this piece of tape a little longer, but it'll be fine. I went to a different kind of tape. It's actually a little bit cheaper and it goes on a lot easier. I don't know if it's better or worse, but so far I like it better. That white tape was just so hard to work with, and then there's the first window we did today. Pretty happy with them. I wrap up today. I'm going to drill some more of these holes. I started these, I don't know how good you can see them, but I started drilling these holes the other day. And I'm using an 1¼ inch spade bit just because that's what I had. And it does a good job, but it's hard on your wrist for sure when it gets caught. But my goal is to drill a couple holes in each one of these bird blocks. And then I got this mesh here. I roll this mesh and hope you can see it there. Cut that and staple it over the holes to keep the birds and the wasp and the mice and all that junk from getting up in the rafters and the insulation. So I'm thinking, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm trying to drill those holes somewhat close to the top. I'm going to put R13 insulation in here, which is 3.5 inches thick. These 2x6s are 5.5 inches wide. So I'm thinking that should give me enough room above the insulation, between the insulation and the roof decking, to get some airflow. So I'll drill all these out, drill all those out, and there should be a couple inches of space between the insulation and the decking for the air to flow through there. They make these little plastic baffles you can put in to make sure the air goes up over. I don't know if I'll go to that extreme or not, but I think I'm going to finish up the day by drilling the rest of these holes on this back wall, and then do a little cleanup here. Got a little bit of a mess going on in here. Do a little cleanup and call this one a day. All right, so that's got those holes drilled. I'll come back and staple some wire mesh over the holes, and then I'll caulk all the way around each one of those bird blocks. Try to keep all the wasp and critters and stuff out. 100% chance I'll find a different type of drill bit before I do that row, because my wrist and fingers cannot handle any more of that big spade bit. But anyway, got the last two windows in. So all of our windows are in. Next thing will be get the front door put in. Well, the only door put in, but it's still a front door. And then I've got to build steps coming up to this porch. Got to quit using this extension ladder for that. And then it'll be putting electric wire in, insulating, and then at that point, you know, it's getting cold, but at that point we could stay in it. And then siding on the inside, siding on the outside. The beat just goes on. But either way, I have no idea if this will be the end of this video. But just in case it is, until next week, y'all find something you love to do and do it till it hurts.